Happy Hump Day here from the morning show. Today is January 8th, and we're so happy you are starting your morning, your midday, or whatever you're doing. Thank you for joining us. I'm Marshall Shore.
I'm Melissa Farley. I love whatever comes out of your mouth whenever we do these intros.
Because I don't really know until it's
I know, I could tell.
And some days it's kind of like, well, and then you have to jump in because I'm like, oh, busy. It's like, well, what should I say? It's like the day of the week, the month, what are we doing? So there you go.
Well, we figured it out. It's a Wednesday. It's a hump day.
Hold on.
What?
You had a little wing that was folded up.
Maybe, yeah, that does look better that way. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
We are at the fabulous Arizona Center, as always.
Indeed.
Yep.
And we are so excited. We have such a good show today.
We really do. We've got a great show on deck for you. I just wanted to point out my henna is doing really well. It's still strong and beautiful.
Look how beautiful it is.
I know.
I mean, it did darken up just like she said it would.
Yeah, it was funny because like the whole first day I was like, oh, maybe I don't have very much heat in my body because like it was very light and like orange, and then I feel like I woke up the next morning and it was this beautiful color.
And there it is.
And there it is.
Yeah, that was such a fun show.
That was a really cool show.
Well, not like we have, I mean, almost all of our shows are fun.
They really are.
Yeah.
I know. Isn't it a treat to be able to do this every day? I love it.
It really is, and just kind of talk to people about what's really cool about going on in Arizona.
Yeah. I still can't get over, though, how, like, in sync Marshall and I are. It might not seem that way, but, like, he's got this weird Little House on the Prairie shirt on, and then I wore, like, my weird modern Little House on the Prairie dress, and we did not talk about this.
No, we never, it's not like, hey, what are you wearing? So, no, it just
I did that to you once when we were going to a party. I was like, what are you wearing?
Oh, that's right. And luckily I'd already been dressed, otherwise I was like, I don't know what I'm wearing, because I'm not there yet.
Well, I just didn't, it was one of those things of, like, I'm kind of just becoming okay with being overdressed for things because
I'm used to it.
Everyone in Arizona is so casual, but sometimes, you feel like you want to dress up a little bit. And I was like, I don't know, though. Is that going to be...
Oh, no, it's always approved to overdress.
Yeah.
Grocery store, I don't care.
I don't care.
And so...
Marshall doesn't care.
No,
Marshall's like the honey badger. He doesn't care.
Well, no, because it's like, it's like I wear what I want because it's like it makes me happy and...
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I actually think when I texted you, I wore that, like, this was the dress.
And I'm trying to, and I remember what I was, I was probably wearing my little mouth collar jacket.
Yep. Yeah. Pat asked me for days what that was called. He was trying to think of how to describe what you had on, and I was like, I don't know. He was like, ask Marshall. Ask Marshall. I need to figure out what that was.
Well, it's a Nehru collar.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, so, thank you so much for joining us today. We've got a great guest coming on.
We do.
Some great things to celebrate.
Always.
Some things to do. And we'll be back right after this with a 3-shot. Someone sitting in that chair for, there you go. Good morning and welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. Thanks for joining us at the fabulous Arizona Center.
You're like, fabulous.
Fabulous. It's so fabulous. Everything's fabulous.
It's Wednesday, so it's just fabulous. It's not fabulous.
I didn't feel like you were going to join me, so I didn't do the extra pep. I just knew you were going to leave me all alone on that one. Marshall.
And speaking of not being left alone.
Yeah, I'm like stuck between two ferns. I feel like I could just like disappear and let you two take it from
Melissa's
here.
such a shrinking violet. Oh my gosh.
Aren't I though? No.
Indeed. So we indeed have an amazing guest. We have Todd Bailey.
Hello there.
Well,
Hi,
hello,
Todd.
Hi, it's great to meet you.
You too.
What's up?
You had the best sound test ever, by the way.
Oh,
Your
really?
voice was just like,
Really?
yeah.
Charming.
No, I liked it. I was like, that's
so
a voice.
bashful.
The
Isn't
chibi
he?
voice.
Another shrinking violet. Yeah.
It's like 3 shaking violets in front of the camera. Oh, what shall we do?
Not shrink.
Yeah.
So Todd, for folks who may not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, Arizona native.
Me too. Yeah.
See, we have a lot in common.
We do.
We're both dancers.
Yes, yes.
I grew up dancing at Tempe Dance Academy. I traveled the world with it, professional
I
dancer.
didn't do that. That's cool.
Well, it was super
Good for
fun.
you. Yeah.
And I currently work as a special projects coordinator at the Arizona Historical Society. It's part of the Arizona It's part of the Arizona Historical Society. I work at the Arizona Heritage Center. It gets a little confusing. Arizona Historical Society is a state agency.
And is that a museum?
It is a museum. It is a museum.
So where is it?
It is on the east side of Papago Park. It's at 1300 North College Avenue. It's at College and Curry.
Ah.
Now, is this how you two know each other from the historian stuff?
You know, I think just kind of being a creative in town.
Yeah.
I think is how we first met because, you know, back in the day there wasn't that much going on, so.
Yeah. I just think it's fascinating because like when I was growing up and you would think of historians or people that work in that area, you two are not at all what I had in mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
and that's
We
why
break the
and that's why
mold.
we work so well together because it's like not what people expect.
right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I mean, it's like one thing I really love about Todd is the fact that it's like you grew up in Mesa,
Right.
And there's so much history in Mesa, and we have a mutual friend Bruce who has movies, and so I know it's like with Helen, you're like, hey, you know, it's like
It's just been 6 degrees of separation this whole time.
Right.
You know, Marshall has even tipped me off to some things that I didn't know about within Black history, which is kind of my focus.
Okay.
With the Historical Society, our Juneteenth event is our flagship event, in
Okay.
fact.
and it's so much fun.
It's been
Oh my
really
gosh.
great, and we just uncovering the histories of communities that are no more. You know, these were communities that came out here, Western migration, moved out here, did a lot of work picking cotton, lumber, lots of different things. But where the communities were, a lot of them were, once the work was gone, the people were gone, and they
Okay.
absorbed into Phoenix or moved away.
Right.
Often.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said you specialize in that kind of sector, and your Juneteenth event is kind of the big capstone. Tell me, like, what goes into that? Like that feels like something you're probably preparing for all year long, right?
Yeah. So, you know, when the whole discussion of it becoming a national holiday happened, of course, as historians around there, me and the archivist, we start geeking out and talking about things that may or may not have happened in Arizona history and what I know and what they know. And so we decided, you know, it's important to probably do this, and let's focus on this. We have a beautiful auditorium. So I start pretty much right after Juneteenth figuring out what I'm going to do next.
You're like Santa Claus.
Because yes. Usually, someone at the last Juneteenth has started a conversation
Right.
about something else.
Okay.
And the great thing is that it's not out in the park where, you know, a lot of people do Juneteenth outside, and which is, I think, is kind of irresponsible here in Arizona.
Really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to try to get people, the elders there and the children there.
Yeah.
And we have a beautiful 85,000 square foot Smithsonian affiliate Arizona History Museum
Right.
Yeah.
in Papago Park. Please come
Yeah.
to see us. It's your museum. It's a beautiful venue as well. We do weddings there, all kinds of corporate events. But we have this auditorium, and so I thought, wouldn't it be great to actually have like panel of esteemed speakers that vary,
Yeah.
as well as a performance. So we actually do Juneteenth performance with gospel and
Oh,
jazz and
wow.
spoken
Okay.
word and dance and monologues, and all in front of beautiful images of, you know, 20th century Black Arizona that a lot of people have not seen before. So.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I hope that's okay for me to ask this, but this is like, I have friends that have moved here, like from Atlanta, Georgia, or from other states. And one of the things they ask me all the time is like, where are all the black people? Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't know how to help you.
It's like, I always say it like this. It's like everything else here. Everything is here. It's just scattered in the desert, far apart. In New York, you'd have an arts district.
Right.
You know where to go to get art. You know where to go to get theater. You know where to go to get this. Here, it's we're in boroughs around the valley.
Yeah.
So, now that we're growing up, I think things are starting to, like for us, my family moved here from Mississippi, from where Emmett Till was murdered in Money, Mississippi.
Yeah.
My grandparents moved to Mesa in 1944.
Okay.
There was segregation here. Don't be fooled, Arizona.
Yeah.
We had some of the same issues, but we have, overall, in doing all this work, we have a very, very beautiful story of inclusion here, overall.
That's encouraging to hear.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And so this event has been cathartic.
Right.
My mom's 80.
Yeah.
I have her, like, she gets to...
And who is your mom?
Joyce, the voice, Bailey. Gospel
Indeed.
and jazz and blues singer. You may know of her.
Yeah, okay.
She's a lovely person. And my best friend, so we get to work in this together, and I get to go find out history and go back to her and go, hey, did you ever know about this? And she'll be annoyed.
Well, and that's the things I love is like, we'll be talking about something, he's like, well, I didn't know that. And then he goes talks to mom, and mom's like, well, yeah, I know all these people.
My favorite thing was my mom, she was at ASU. My mom, all her sisters are ASU graduates. We're that family, but she was there at the same time as Reggie Jackson.
Okay.
And so Reggie Jackson came up recently, and my mom was like, he used to call me Iceberg. So I guess Mama wouldn't give him the time of day. So,
That's too funny.
but I know why, because my grandmother, if you knew her, that was a good reason. But yeah, there are, for us as longtime black residents here, for us, I see my mom go like this when we see another black person. Because back in the day, if you saw another black person, you knew them.
Yeah.
From church, from school, from not. So it is kind of cool to see the valley grow and, appear.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And it is interesting because, I have a friend who, she's Puerto Rican, her husband is black, and they live in Reno, and so they don't get to see a lot of other kids. Their children don't get to see other kids that look like them, you know? And so when they've taken them to like Virginia or New York, like, it's like, oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's this whole other community and world that kind of exists where I am, represented here. And so I think that's so important that we create spaces and events and things like that, for even young kids to have that experience.
Yeah, and just to make, hopefully we all have curiosity, like healthy curiosity in other people's history. Yeah. Besides our own. I know I do. I know Marshall.
And a good story is a good story.
We are always geeking out about history and different, but it's just I feel like Arizona, we call it a place for all people.
Yes.
Around the Historical Society.
Yeah.
Because when you tell the full tale, there's, South Phoenix, where you're going to laugh, but like we always joke that, like, how come you can get black folks food in a black household, but you can also get Mexican, like enchiladas, tacos, like in a black household in Arizona. Like, how did that happen, Mom? Yeah. And she was like, what? She's like, she's like, these Mexican ladies came to the church basement in 1955 and taught us how to do all this stuff. And this cultural exchange happened here. Yes. And so, just like last year, I got to honor a person that I learned about through Marshall, actually. Lula Brooks.
Oh, Lula.
Miss Lula Brooks, whose husband was Pastor Brooks, George Brooks, who gave my mother her first teaching job.
Oh, see,
And-
I love how the story keeps
Yeah, it
unfolding.
keeps
It's like
unfolding.
one of those like finger things where it's like you just keep unfolding and
Right.
unfolding, and there's always more to the story.
So everybody knew about Pastor Brooks, of course, but Miss Lula Brooks was a microbiologist at U of A in the 1950s.
Yeah.
And newly pregnant and married to this young pastor and working on her thesis in the labs, and she managed to capture valley fever spores outside of the body on like in a petri dish.
Okay.
Unheard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's why we have any response
Yeah.
to valley fever today.
Wow.
It's directly connected to her work.
Wow.
And what was great was, Marshall and I started geeking out about this. And I take it to my coworker in our grants writer who used to work in the labs. And he starts freaking out and takes it to TGen, and they're like, who is this person,
Yeah.
And so the family very much was like, no one ever talks about her.
Yeah.
Because she realized her work was not going to be recognized. Someone else was going to get the credit
Right.
for it.
Yeah.
I'm a woman.
Yep.
I'm a black woman.
Yep.
So we, Marshall's Arizona Star cards, right?
Right. So we actually, I should have brought some in today.
That's what we could have had today.
Better planning.
But there are Arizona Star trading cards. Look forward to those, but Lula Brooks is the first one.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I love when they recently did an anniversary of the church that they basically gave out bags. Everyone got a star card.
A star card.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah, that did indeed.
So amazing.
So when you
Yeah.
say you honored her, what does that mean? How did she get honored?
That meant that all of this happened between Marshall and I, and then the Historical Society, and us running back and forth about it, learning all about who she was. And then I was able to call her daughter and say, hey, we really would like to honor her at Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And she's weeping on the phone.
Yeah.
And she says, nobody talks about Mama. Nobody.
Yeah.
This woman's headstone says Hidden Figures on it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And so within the Juneteenth performance program, towards the end of the show, Marshall presented the family with the Arizona Star card,
Okay.
first of all, but we also invited a young black microbiologist who recently graduated to come and give a little TED talk on her.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
she
That
ends
was
up telling us
really
through
beautiful.
doing that process, she decided to extend her education
wow.
as well.
Oh, I just see again. The story keeps unfolding.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that is
That's great.
great. I think, I've been reading, slowly, but I've been reading this book called The Genius of Women by Janice Kaplan, and it's all about how a lot of women's work gets disappeared.
Right.
And kind of exactly what you're talking about. And I don't think I thought or considered the role of historians or people that do what you do to help rectify that, So that's I'm really moved and encouraged that you both did that. So that's really cool.
It's been so great, and then taking young black dancers and around the valley and bringing them in and saying, okay, we're doing something really important here,
Yeah.
and putting them in front of people that maybe would have liked to have danced but
Right.
didn't have access to something like that
Right.
back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
So
Well, and also just sharing that history, because some of those young folks may not know the history.
That part.
And so it's this element of where they're sharing, but they're also taking in as well.
right.
Right. Yeah. Well, this has been so cool. I feel like I could sit, just cozy up in an
Exactly.
armchair.
I
and
know. It's
listen
like with
to
a
you all
martini
day.
in hand,
Yeah.
and on a lovely Wednesday morning.
lovely
What could
Wednesday
be better
morning.
than?
But Todd, thank you so much for coming in and sharing a little bit about yourself with us. Is there anything you would like to kind of pitch or
add?
share? Or
Well,
yeah.
how do people find out about the museum?
Yeah, all the
when
things.
can they go
So
visit?
the museum, you know where the Carvana Tower is,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
So
I do.
it is just northwest of there,
Okay.
at College and Curry. I'm at the front desk. Once again, it's 1300 North College Avenue in Tempe. Don't go to the Tempe History Museum is down on Southern. That's not us. We're up above the 202 freeway. Juneteenth is on Father's Day every year. Please go to the website. It's azhs.org and fall into the website because there are oral histories on it. There's everything about our programming through the year, and we have grants for certified historical institutions all over the valley, lots of different connections. There's 2 locations. There's one of our museums in Tucson, the Arizona History Museum, and of course the Heritage Center in Papago Park. Come and see me. I'm at the front desk. Please come down and see me. It's $50 for a membership for a year and $15 to get in to see. We have a Phoenix Lights exhibit.
Oh,
You know you want to see
sold.
that.
I'm sold. No, I'm
Exactly.
kidding. I was sold before, but that does sweeten the pot a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
No, it is, and I mean, and oh my God, and then you've got the archives.
The archives, World War II, Japanese internment camps that were here.
Yeah.
Are there any special exhibits going on right now?
We have an exhibit. It's about the paintings of Marjorie Reed. So there was a stagecoach route that went from St. Louis to Memphis, down through Oklahoma and Texas, down to southern Arizona, and up to San Francisco. Doesn't sound fun to me, but okay.
No.
It closed during the Civil War, and then Marjorie decided to drive it in her Model T in the 1920s, 10 times.
Wow.
And she did a series of paintings in the 40s and 50s, beautiful desert
That would be really cool.
sky
to see.
paintings. So,
Yeah. All right.
yeah, come see us.
You got a personal invite from Todd. What more do you
Indeed.
need?
What else do
yeah,
you
come on
want?
down. Thank you so much for joining us
My
today.
pleasure. It's
Yeah,
nice to
it's
meet
been
you.
so fun. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this with even more history,
Exactly.
believe
More
it or not.
Fun. Oh my gosh. So it's always
Yes.
more fun.
It always is. All right, keep it right here.
And welcome back on your Wednesday. I'm Marshall Shore here with the morning show and my lovely co-host.
Oh, I thought you were going to say assistant, and I was going to be like, rude.
Because I'm a magician.
Yeah. I am Melissa Farley, and we're coming at you from the fabulous Arizona Center. Fail. Fail. It's fine. It's fine. I can do the fabulous on my own.
Fabulous.
Fabulous,
Fabulous Arizona Center. And we had a fabulous guest.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep the history going.
You know, and so
Yeah.
he brought up that special exhibit where the stagecoach route ended in San Francisco.
Yes.
And so today, back in 1774,
That's a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Juan Bautista de Anzia left Tubac, Arizona.
Okay.
And went on this journey with 34 men that established a route from here to California. And that also was the founding of San Francisco in 1776.
Well, that's significant. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, and that trail is the Juan Bautista de Anza National Historic Trail. And so you can still take that trail. Yeah.
Have you done that?
I have not. Nor have I run it.
I don't think we ever will.
I don't think
That's
we
okay.
ever will, but I love that people can and do.
Yeah. So that's like a trail. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like you can't.
Right. No, I mean it's
Motor
it's-
vehicle.
Right. No,
Okay.
and it's definitely on foot.
Got it.
And
Then I definitely will not.
you want
No.
to plan for that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
like I did have one friend. He wound up writing a book about but he did the trail from basically southern Arizona all through Arizona until you pop into Utah.
Okay.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Good for you.
That's commitment.
Good for you.
So indeed. And then also things we can celebrate.
Yeah.
So Argyle Day.
Argyle Day.
Indeed, because it is based on the tartan of the Clan Campbell of Argyll in Western Scotland.
Look at you being festive wearing Argyle.
No, well, I planned my outfit based on knowing it was Argyle Day.
You could also watch the film Argyle on Prime to be.
Or some of those others.
It has nothing to do with Argyle.
Oh, I've never seen it.
It's okay. It's new. It's new, Marshall. Yeah.
Okay. So that explains why I haven't seen it.
No.
So you can wear Argyle. You can wear your fancy socks.
I do have Argyle socks.
See?
Yeah.
There you go.
I do.
Maybe a kilt.
I don't have a kilt.
See, I don't have a kilt either. So. I know. I keep looking. Yeah. Someday I will, but
okay.
I don't have a kilt at this moment.
Interesting.
It is also, get ready for this.
What? I'm ready.
It is the day the Earth rotates.
What?
It's basically, we celebrate the fact that the Earth rotates once every 24 hours. And so basically, it wasn't always known that this happens. So I think
we're just celebrating that we know that now?
Yeah, and
Okay.
people didn't, yeah, exactly. So that's all we're doing. And so it wasn't really, up until like 1850s, people didn't realize that.
Yep.
And then there was a French physicist, Leon Foucault, and so you go to a lot of the science centers and they have this pendulum, and that is how he proved that the Earth does rotate.
You think about all the stuff that disrupted with religion and just everything when those discoveries were made. It's,
right. And the stars and everything else.
Yeah.
So, it is also, with your skin and everything, it is Winter Skin Relief Day. Because, our weather is dry.
Because we get such a harsh winter here.
Well, but we get sun, but it's also very dry.
It is dry.
But other places are very cold, so it's just a day to kind of, be aware of your own skin and what's going on, and make sure it's moisturized. So.
Yeah.
Because you only have one skin, you got to make it last.
Honestly, I feel like if you live in Arizona, you should always be taking good care of your skin. Like, we have so much sun here. Wear sunscreen every day, moisturize, hydrate. Right. Yeah, take care of your skin. It's really important. I mean, it always is, but especially here. Right. So, yeah.
And then, we recently had a snuggle day.
Is it another snuggle day?
It is, but it's I can't snuggle with a chicken day.
Like a live chicken? Oh, yeah, a live chicken.
Yes. And I think it's just because, it's like they are animals. We do need chickens. I mean, they take love and care. They're misunderstood and sometimes underappreciated, but there is the caveat I love and kind of description of snuggle with a chicken day of don't kiss, hold, or touch your poultry and then touch your face.
Oh.
Don't let poultry inside the house. So snuggle with a chicken, but at a safe distance.
I feel like that's the warning for like all the people that are gonna go out and try to find some rando chicken to like snuggle today to celebrate this. But honestly, like Chelsea Heath, today is your day. I have a friend Chelsea who lets chickens just like coexist in their home, and like, I think she snuggles chickens probably daily. So
wow. See, and growing up, it's like near farms. It was like we had a neighbor who just let chickens like live in his truck until he had to drive it, and then he would just drive it, and So.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be snuggling a chicken today.
No.
That's not good. That's. Yeah.
I agree, but if you felt so inclined, you could.
I know what I can do. When I went to Kauai, I bought a rooster, a stuffed rooster, because they have the wild roosters all running around.
Indeed. You could snuggle with that.
I could snuggle my little rooster. There we go. All right. I'm still celebrating.
All right, and so we're celebrating Snuggle a Chicken Day. What are some other things we could be doing?
Well, this one's kind of fun. Although I love plants. I'm always buying plants. I have plants all over my house. And there's actually a store that's right near my husband's new job that I love, and it's called The Plant Mill. It's on Mill Avenue in Tempe. And they're doing a class on how to build a terrarium. So it's called Terrarium 101. Yeah, so like if you ever want to create kind of your own little world, This is beginner friendly. It's a workshop. It's all about learning how to design and care for a self-sustaining terrarium. You'll get to select plants for your terrarium. You'll get to choose the right substrates for a healthy ecosystem, and then they'll give you tips for how to keep the right levels of moisture and keep your little world thriving. They're going to provide all the materials. This is kind of cool. All the glasses and everything are thrifted and like reused glassware, so you're being sustainable, and it's just kind of cool. So spots are limited. They do want you to register in advance. It's 1 p.m. and it's $70. Again, though, that includes all the materials, everything that you're going to use to make and take home your terrarium. So.
No, because one of the things I recently got was just this big glass thing, thinking it's like it would be perfect for a terrarium. It's got like it was almost like an old water bottle.
Yeah.
And it's got the little tiny neck, and it's just, it's like,
yeah.
It's like.
We did try to do a terrarium once, and I think we let too much moisture. And so like all this kind of algae and stuff started to grow, so we didn't do it right.
Okay.
But I do think it's a cool idea.
No,
so.
I agree.
The other thing you can do, I say you, not me. This can't be me.
I know it's not dancing, so.
No, I don't think your partner would be happy about this one either. But it's speed dating. So if you're 55 and over, you can head to the Balcony Bar and in Scottsdale, and yeah, you can join us from. I say us, them, from 5:30 to 8. These are fun mini dates. They are encouraging just lightheartedness, laughter, and connections. This is brought to you by Scottsdale Living and the Scottsdale Matchmaker. So basically how it works, if you do want to go, you arrive, you go upstairs to the Balcony Bar, check in, you're going to get a name tag, you'll have some appetizers, a free drink ticket, and then you get ready to meet a series of singles, basically in 3 to 4 minute mini dates.
Aww.
And you mark your connections on the provided sheet, and then you just get to relax and mingle at the bar after you've done your mini
fun.
date rotations. So,
but I love also how it's 55 plus. So, I mean, it kind of helps build community because, especially kind of after COVID, a lot of people feel kind of left alone. So it's a great way to just kind of get out there and meet people, and maybe you can find a movie partner. And
there's a lot of people too that are in that age group that don't feel comfortable with the online dating component. So I think this is a cool opportunity. Right. Women, you get a little bit of a deal. It's only $50 for you to attend. It's $55 for men to attend. 55 is a magic number here.
Indeed.
So yeah, so if you're in the mood to mingle it up, that's a good place to go. This one sounds really, really fascinating. I've actually seen this event pop up, and I'm definitely interested in it. It's the Coded Messages and Songs of the Underground Railroad.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was actually thinking about that. I was like, it looks really good.
Yeah, so that's at Heritage Square in Phoenix. It is a free event. It starts at 6:30 p.m. And this is with Dr. Tamika Sanders as they explore hidden codes, songs, and stories, all from the Underground Railroad, celebrating the ingenuity and resilience that helped many enslaved people escape to freedom. So this will be at the Lath Pavilion at Heritage Square. There's going to be a really informative lecture. I think you're really going to learn a lot at this event. So definitely something I would add it to my calendar.
She's coming up from Tucson to do this.
Yeah.
So, she's not local, so it's not often she comes up here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of a really big deal to have her speak. Right. So this is another, actually, there's a couple really cool ones today, actually. Prehistoric Pottery of the Southwest in Glendale. Yep. So you can learn kind of more about the prehistoric people of the Southwest and the beautiful pottery that they created. This will focus on ancestral Sonoran desert people, formerly known as the Hohokam. And you can learn how the pottery was made and the different styles and designs they used. This is a presentation. It is an instructor-led with a pottery craft, and it's geared actually for children, I'm sorry to say, 2nd through 6th grade. And so it's 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. It is free, but again, they want to make sure that you're registering because there's limited spots available probably for the craft part. Right. And this is at Heroes Regional Park Library in Glendale.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
I hope they do it for adults as well.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, I could just sneak in there, right? Like, no
Well,
one
you
would
could,
notice.
but they would know I was not a.
You could be my guardian. Another kind of fun thing for a Wednesday night, because who doesn't enjoy wine on a Wednesday night, right?
Taco Tuesday, Wine Wednesdays.
You gotta have a theme. Wine and collage making with Cut and Paste Phoenix at the Joy Lush Club.
Ah.
Yeah.
So wine and crafting.
And crafting, that's correct. So this has kind of been, I feel like, a trend. I feel like that keeps sort of popping up. So they're going to provide tons of magazines, images, all the materials. You don't have to bring anything except, a thirst for wine and kind of a vision of what you want to make.
Or keep drinking and you'll have a vision.
That's right. And they're going to be doing wine flights. You get 3 pours for just $10 extra if you want. So kind of just a fun way, I think, again, to be in community, do a fun craft, enjoy some wine. It's $15 per collage, and then, like I mentioned, $10 for a wine flight. So
nice.
Pretty sweet deal. Yeah.
Yeah. No, what a fun thing to do.
A lot more fun than I feel like how I usually spend my Wednesday evenings. So, although now that I'm thinking about it, I tend to do yoga on Wednesday nights or book club. I feel like no, I have pretty stellar Wednesday nights. I'm taking that back. Yeah.
Or maybe you should join the Joy Lush Club.
Make a little collage.
Exactly.
Only if you do it with me.
A little vision board and some wine and.
Yeah. I'll make a collage for you, and you make a collage for me.
Well, it's also like right next door to Central Eyeworks, which I love going because I can go.
You do love that.
I can go look at eyewear.
I love how we got asked if we were married the other day.
Oh, I know, that was so funny. I'm like, wow.
I didn't know how to respond, which was weird because normally you're just like no, but my brain was like, are we getting that close? Is
wow.
that?
I know. I was like, oh. Well, I think people are just responding to the connection, the energy that we both have, and we get along so well.
Yeah. No, I know.
So, but that was like the moment we met. It was like, hey.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, friend.
Tony knew. Tony knew it would be magic.
Indeed. Tony knew what he was doing when he's like, hey, you two should.
Yeah.
Start.
Because we didn't get to have. When you're on a board, you don't get to have a whole lot of fun.
No, it was, it wasn't the
we
fun.
were always on Zoom calls, and that's how we first met, was on a board. And
And now look at us.
And now look at how
we're
far
in front of a board.
A fancy board.
A fancy board with cool wallpaper on it.
That's right.
And so, let's talk about some other things to celebrate, like birthdays.
Okay, let's do it.
So, but before we launch into birthdays, what I want to say is, feel free to send us your birthdays.
Yeah.
Because we could squeeze you in amongst all of these folks.
We wouldn't even squeeze. We'll highlight. We'll make you the headliner.
We don't need to be Willard Scott to say turning 100. It's like, if you're turning 30, if you're turning whatever, maybe you have an anniversary coming up, maybe you just got something else. Who knows?
That's right.
So
yeah, let us know. We'd love to celebrate with you.
Right, and then you could be on the morning show right up there with folks like Elvis Presley.
Is it his birthday?
It is Elvis's birthday.
All right.
So that rock and roll, the king of rock and roll. Mm-hmm. Indeed. So what a great thing to do to be able to celebrate. And so there is a story about him in Arizona, actually here in Phoenix.
Okay.
There was a gas station just off Central, and when he was performing here once, he went to go put gas in his pink Cadillac, and the attendant called him a sissy.
Because of the pink Cadillac?
Because of the pink Cadillac, and story has it, Elvis popped him one.
Good for him.
So it's I've never seen documentation, but I've heard the story.
But you've heard the story.
Indeed.
All right. Okay.
So we've got Elvis. We also have Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Bassey?
Indeed. So you might know her from all those James Bond songs. Diamonds Are Forever.
Nicely done.
Moonraker, Goldfinger.
Yep.
So, and she was such an icon in music that she received her damehood.
Oh, that's cool.
From
I didn't know
Queen
that.
Elizabeth II.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, and you know, and she is still around with us today, Shirley Bassey.
How old is she? What birthday is she celebrating? Do you know?
Let's see. She is 87 years old.
Wow, good for her.
So indeed.
Okay.
And then, you know, probably no one else cares, but Bob Eubanks. Which you probably are like, who is Bob Eubanks?
Refresh me.
So have you ever seen, I've seen clips on like TikTok of the Newlywed Game.
In the butt bob? Is that him?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Oh my God. I mean, I loved the Newlywed Game because it's like he would ask these newlyweds, and it was really kind of the first kind of one of those interaction where it's like you'd bring these newlyweds on, you'd ask them questions and see if their answers matched, and sometimes hilarity ensued.
Supposedly that never really happened. Like that clip doesn't exist. But I swear I watched it.
I think I've seen it.
I know.
So, and I don't think it's one of those like prefabricated things.
But like even when you look it up on the internet, like I can't find it. I don't know. I went down a weird rabbit hole because I was reading, I think I talked to you about this. I was reading a book about reality television. And so every once in a while I would kind of go and look something up. And that was, she interviewed somebody about the show, and that was one of the things they said was, oh, that clip that everybody thinks happened never actually happened. And I was like, it did too. It did.
See, that's what I'm like, I don't think I would disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
So yeah, but no, I mean, oh my gosh, growing up, I loved watching that show and still love watching the clips. I mean, there was such an innocence at that moment because no one had ever done anything like that before.
Yeah.
Where suddenly it was like everyday people were now talking about their intimate lives.
Right. Yeah, that was significant.
It really was. Mm-hmm. And how well did they know each other? And sometimes they knew each other really well. Sometimes
not even a little bit.
Yeah. So I often wonder, it's like, how many of them got divorced soon after
I know.
that show?
I was always curious about that too.
So they never talk about that on the Newlywed Game.
Yeah.
With Bob Eubanks. Also, Stephen Hawking's.
Oh.
So indeed, I mean, Black Holes, Baby Universe, I mean, A Brief History of Time, which skyrocketed him to like global fame.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Stephen Hawking. Some big birthdays today.
And then when you talk about music, you've got to include also David Bowie.
Yes, you do.
So he was born in 1947. Ziggy Stardust, and everything goes from there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What a big birthday, like Elvis
I know. I was like Elvis
Bowie?
and David Bowie and Shirley Bassey. Such a musically themed birthday.
I feel like the universe is like, if you're born today, there's some sort of musical
You must be
endowment.
musical.
Yeah. I definitely was not born today.
I was not. Nobody wants to hear me sing,
I lack
play
that.
an instrument, watch me dance.
Nope. We're like the Kardashians. Like, how did we get this show? We can't do anything. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm sorry, did you say something? I didn't hear you say anything. La 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 la.
I know. Is that
That
are there
is
more?
it. That
okay.
is
I was like,
it.
what? That feels like a great way to end with David Bowie.
Well, yeah, because that's actually why I put him at the end, because I was like, oh my gosh, how do you end after David Bowie?
You have to. You have to end after David Bowie. Okay. Well, it has been a really fun Wednesday. We've had a great time with you. We are going to have a great time with you on Thursday as well.
Indeed.
Thirsty Thursday? Thankful Thursday? We don't know what our theme
Tequila
is going to be
Thursday?
yet. That Tuesday. Tequila Tuesday. What do you?
Wednesday. No, it's Taco Tuesday.
You can have tequila and tacos. Let's not limit ourselves.
But you just have tequila. Any day of the week is good for tequila.
That's true.
All right. Well, we will see you back here tomorrow. Thank you so much for spending some time out of your day with us. We really appreciate it, and letting us talk about things we love and bringing folks like Todd to just help share what's going on around Arizona.
Yep. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, or ghost, and you want to be on the show, let us know. We are on Instagram at On The Morning Show. We also have an email, hello@onthemorningshow. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have you in our seat and chatting with us. Thank you so much. Have a really great rest of your day.
Indeed. Thank you so much.